Spyro Year of the Dragon, released for PlayStation in the year 2000, is a game we all know and love, but were you aware of its anti-piracy measures? A few years after the PlayStation was released, it ran into a bit of a modding issue. You see, every PlayStation console was region-locked, so you could only play American games on American consoles and Japanese games on Japanese consoles, and so on and so forth. The disc also had to be a PlayStation disc format. To ensure that these were the only games played on these systems, each PlayStation disc was built in with its own imperfection. Regular CDs have invisible little rings in them, but the PlayStation disc rings, they have little wobbles in them. The PlayStation reads these wobbles, makes sure they exist not only, but also decodes them into what the region of the game is. This is where Year of the Dragon comes in. If the game detected that you were using a mod chip to load it, or you were using a counterfeit copy, the game wouldn't just refuse to load. That would be too easy. What would happen is it would lull you into a false sense of security, making you think that you bypassed all the security protocols, and it would boot and run like normal for a while, but the longer you played the game, and once you got to the balloon, you would be met with this line from Zoe.
"I'm sorry, Spyro, but you seem to be playing a hacked version of this game. This may be an illegal copy. Since this copy has been modified, you may experience problems that would not occur on a legal copy."
Talk about freaky. And if you would continue to play, the game would actively sabotage your experience. It would periodically delete some of your progress, and if you made it to the final boss, it would boot you back to the beginning and delete all of your progress entirely, essentially making it impossible to beat the game. The thought process behind it was that developers thought that if pirates got into the game and thought that they had just immediately bypassed all of the anti-piracy measures, they would just say, cool, we made it, and move on to their next project. Being intentionally trolled by a game would make me crash out, personally, I think. Insomniac Games definitely put a creative, if frustrating, method of protecting their game and preventing pirated copies from making their way into the world. So next time you play Spyro Year of the Dragon, make sure it's a valid and legal copy, or you might be in for one of the most frustrating experiences.